what an idiot I've been as a young person in this industry who has no filter and no idea what she's doing.
You check under the bed and make sure there's no Disney executives under there.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, only this time, it wasn't just me. They were taking all my favorite people and replacing them with diverse women complaining about the patriarchy.
In place of the patriarchy, you would have a queen! Not white, but diverse, inclusive, and equitable! I will become the leader I know I can be!
Nothing has brought me greater joy than watching the Walt Disney Company absolutely panic over the last few weeks. They're mad at South Park because they're making fun of their woke ideologies, constantly race swapping or religion swapping everything in their movies.
Well, folks, as we all know, Disney has gone completely woke.
The reason we had Rachel Zegler on the docket is she's an asshole.
Rachel Zegler, thanks for coming on my show. I sold out years ago and I'm a coward. So you recently starred in the movie Snow White. Tell me, what was it like to play Snow Latina?
First of all, Steven, it was weird. But I did enjoy reimagining the character as a woke Colombian woman who looks like a fish.
Because a woman shouldn't have to depend on a man. Snow White was brought back to life by a lady doctor.
And she lived happily ever after?
Well, she couldn't indulge in strenuous activities like handball, but otherwise, she was fine.
That's nice.
Disney's latest PR nightmare just hit nuclear levels as South Park savagely exposed what everyone's thinking, but few dare say. Rachel Zegler, the actress who somehow landed the coveted role of Snow White, is now facing unprecedented mockery after trashing the very classic that's about to make her millions.
No, make it more lame. That is exactly what they're doing. And that is why we hate the diversity, equity, and inclusion casting and writing in movies.
And this Hollywood disaster is unfolding in real time, and what happens next will leave you speechless. The House of Mouse is imploding before our eyes, hemorrhaging $4 billion while executives frantically scramble behind closed doors.
Now, one thing that is already universally known at this point by the general public is the fact that Disney is in full-on damage control mode.
I came back, the losses were around $4 billion.
If you thought their Little Mermaid and Mulan disasters were bad, buckle up. This Snow White catastrophe makes those look like masterpieces. Sources reveal Bob Iger is 2 inches away from forcing the entire cast into don't say anything negative training sessions after the PR fallout reached critical mass. Let's get to the heart of this meltdown. Rachel Zegler. After scoring big with West Side Story, Disney thought they'd struck gold casting her as the iconic princess. Then she opened her mouth during interviews and shattered that illusion entirely.
And everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
When asked about the original 1937 film, Zegler didn't hold back. The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. So we didn't do that this time. Imagine taking a paycheck to play one of history's most beloved princesses while simultaneously trashing the character's legacy. The audacity is breathtaking. Disney's boardrooms are reportedly in chaos, with emergency meetings happening daily as executives watch their modernized fairy tale implode before it even hits theaters. South Park creators, never ones to miss an opportunity to skewer Hollywood absurdity, unleashed a parody so devastating it reportedly left Disney execs vein-popping furious. They brilliantly captured the corporate diversity checkbox mentality with savage precision. In one memorable scene, a character resembling Kathleen Kennedy demands, "Put a chick in the linguine and make her gay," perfectly lampooning Disney's ham-fisted approach to updating classics.
Look, I don't want to have to say it, but I think the problem is Kathleen Kennedy.
Put a chick in it and make her name it gay!
I've told you there's no such thing as Disney executives who replace everyone you love with diverse women who complain about the patriarchy.
The memes are multiplying faster than Mickey can say lawsuit, with social media becoming a digital war zone between Disney loyalists and betrayed fans. One side screams for modernization, while the other begs Hollywood to stop desecrating their childhood memories for shallow marketing campaigns. What's particularly shocking is the insider information leaking from Disney's usually airtight operation. Anonymous sources claim Kathleen Kennedy was the driving force behind ramping up modern updates to Snow White, severely underestimating public fatigue with superficial pandering. Meanwhile, Rachel Zegler is allegedly demanding corporate protection from the backlash her own comments created. because apparently criticizing an 85-year-old beloved classic requires a multi-billion-dollar corporation to shield you from consequences. The irony here is staggering. Disney could be creating fresh, diverse stories with their unlimited resources and talent pool. Instead, they keep regurgitating classics with insulting updates that assume audiences are too stupid to notice the cynical, profit-driven approach. Rachel Zegler, rather than becoming the face of a new generation of Hollywood talent, is emerging as the poster child for how not to handle beloved intellectual property. What Disney doesn't grasp is that their audience isn't against diversity or modernization. They're against disrespect. Each time they reimagine a classic by dismissing what made it magical in the first place, they lose another chunk of goodwill that took decades to build. The Snow White debacle represents a potential tipping point, with viewers increasingly rolling their eyes at Disney's modernized remakes. The digital battlefield gets more heated daily. Reddit threads explode with theories about Disney's next PR moves, ranging from muzzling Zegler in future interviews to doubling down on their progressive approach despite the backlash. Some speculate about a coordinated smear campaign targeting high-profile critics who refuse to drink the corporate Kool-Aid. What's truly fascinating is watching this unfold in real time. Disney keeps expecting universal praise for checking diversity boxes, while South Park exposes the hollow virtue signaling beneath. Viewers aren't fooled. They see through the corporate strategy of using social causes as marketing tools, rather than telling authentic stories that organically incorporate diverse perspectives. For Rachel Zegler, this could become a career-defining misstep. Instead of honoring the role that millions adore, she's positioned herself as almost hostile to Snow White's legacy. It's one thing to bring your own interpretation to a character, it's another to publicly mock the source material that generations have cherished. Disney's frantic damage control isn't working either. Each PR statement attempting to spin this disaster as forward-thinking storytelling just fuels more ridicule online. The disconnect between Hollywood's elite and their audience has never been more apparent, or more damaging to their bottom line. The question now isn't whether Disney will continue making these tone-deaf remakes, they will, but whether audiences will keep paying to see them. As South Park brilliantly illustrated, there's something particularly hollow about corporations weaponizing social progress for profit while delivering inferior products. So where does this leave us? With a Snow White who apparently dislikes Snow White, a Disney corporation in full panic mode, and millions of disappointed fans wondering when Hollywood will start respecting their intelligence again. This spectacular meltdown might just be the wake-up call the industry needs. Though based on Disney's track record, don't hold your breath. One thing's certain, this won't be the last we hear of this controversy. With each new interview, trailer release, and corporate statement, the saga continues to unravel. Stay tuned. This fairy tale definitely